Hello. I don't know why I smack my mouth every time I go on. You know, other people do that too. I wonder what that is. Something psychological. Anywho, I am trying something different right now. I don't know if it's going to work. You know why it's not going to work? Because I have my Wi-Fi on. That's what's going on. So what I'm trying to do right now is talk to you on Instagram Live and go live on YouTube. But I've never done that before. So we'll see what happens. It doesn't look very promising on the YouTube side, but I'm so happy to see you here. Oh, it says I have to download Chrome. Well, that's silly. Okay, well, you're going to just see me do some tech stuff first. But it's so great to see y'all. It's so great to see you. Thanks for being here. How is everybody doing? Y'all getting ready? Y'all getting ready for the holiday? Is anybody actually taking a break? I think it's kind of binary. Either people have peaced out for 2, 3, 4 weeks and you can't reach them, or they're like, they're like right on it. I remember past New Year's where I've had any kind of away message, I'll say, you'll catch me on the other side of the year, you know, like maybe December 25th, 23rd, 27th. And there have been times every single year for the past 8 years where when the ball is dropping in New York, people are typing, hey, it's the new year. I wanted to talk about what I wanted to talk about. Okay, so what I'm trying to do, if you're just joining, is I'm trying to get us on YouTube too. I really want to make that happen. So if you bear with me, I know I'm going to lose y'all, but I would love to see y'all. I don't have access to any of this stuff. Maybe it's just not going to work this time. Oh, that's too bad. Okay, but I'm so happy to be here with you at Instagram. We'll do this another time. Your First Million is my new book. Is it backwards for you all? Let me see if I can. No, that doesn't do it. That's too bad. Look at me trying to move my mouse on my laptop to do something on Instagram. What are we doing? So is it backwards, y'all? Let me know in the chat. Tell me what's going on. Is it backwards? So I'm using something from my former book, my first book, as a placeholder, but I remember what page I wanted to do. First of all, I want to thank, again, you might not be able to see this, but I want to thank Minda Harts, Annie Grace, and Lamar Tyler for saying such wonderful things on the back of this, and I think it's so cool that we get to share this together. This comes out January 2nd. What I would like for you to tell me is, have you ordered Your First Million? And if you have ordered Your First Million, have you also read my first book, It's About Damn Time? And did you listen to it on audio? Did you get the physical copy? I'm always so curious how people consume It's About Damn Time, because I did the audio version of both. And so I'm looking forward to it. Thank you for saying you're ordering right now. Thank you. If you haven't ordered, you can order right now. You can go to the link in my bio. You can go to yourfirstmillion.live. There's a way to go to the book tour. You can do it there. You can go to Amazon. You can go to all the different places to order it as a hardcover like this, or as an audio version that I just recorded a few weeks ago, or as an ebook. Yes, I loved your first book, copy and Audible. Yes, pre-ordered and read and listened to the audiobook. Amazing, amazing, amazing. I'm so excited about all this. Okay, so I'm going to just go to, I was looking at this yesterday and I wanted to go to page 74, chapter 9. I know this is backwards, but I want to read just a little bit of it, if you don't mind. I haven't done this before, so thank you for being here. So I'm going to read just a little bit of it, and then we'll talk a little bit. So chapter 9 of Your First Million is called Owning Your Company. There's a lot of owning your ... chapters. And it starts with, let's talk about Mark Cuban. Y'all know about my joint venture with Mark Cuban? I'm going to talk about it here, but if you know about it, say yes in the comments. Let me know if you're pre-ordering or if you're ordered already. Let's talk about Mark Cuban, my collaborator, friend, and sole limited partner in the $6 million Arlan Was Here Investments Fund within Backstage. Mark is wait, let's just stop at that sentence. What did I just say? Mark Cuban, $6 billion guy, and probably more now. Well, I guess it's the same. It's just more liquid. Has a couple billion liquid now because of the sale of the Mavericks. I grew up in Dallas watching him with the Mavericks, and I grew up watching, and then, as an adult, watched him on Shark Tank for the past 13 years, including when I was living in a hotel watching him and pretending I was a judge. And I just said, my collaborator, friend, and sole limited partner, meaning the sole investor in the $6 million Arlan Was Here Investments Fund within Backstage. That's just one sentence of this book, and I'm already like, woo, we're going to be on a ride. Mark is an embodiment of the power of ownership. He created and owned his own companies and sold them for substantial wealth. His first venture sold for a staggering $20 million. Long time ago. That's chump change to him now, but long time ago. And his second, even more impressively, sold for billions, as we now know. This ownership has given him tremendous power and leverage. I'm reading from chapter 9 of my new book. You can order it on Instagram. You can order it on Amazon, on YourFirstMillion.live, etc. Come see me on tour. Who's going on tour? Put it in the chat if you're going on tour. If you're seeing me at any of the stops. January 2nd, New York City. January 4th, Philadelphia. January 5th, Tulsa. Let me know if I'm going to see you in a week or two. It's a testament to why I stress the importance of ownership to all entrepreneurs. Mark's success isn't just about monetary gains, but about the influence. Listen to me, the influence, political power, and quality of life he has managed to cultivate. This is what I want for you, it goes on to say in chapter 9 of Your First Million. This is what I want for you. So I'm going to say it again in case you missed it. It's not just about monetary gains, but it's about the influence, political power, and quality of life he has managed to cultivate. This is what I want for you. This is what I want for all of us. When you own, you control. You decide what impact your work will have in the world, how it will shape society, and how it will contribute to your legacy. That's why the Arlan Was Here Investments Fund is so special to me. Mark and I built it with the core intention of fostering this culture of ownership, particularly within underrepresented founders. This is about wealth, yes, but it's also about leveling the playing field and equipping more people with the means to bring their visions to life. You can go to BackstageCapital.com. You can see more about our portfolio there. This is one of the funds that is backing Backstage, and you can see how to apply. Because I know you're thinking about that. We've finished deploying capital, like giving out capital, investing for this year. We'll get started again sometime in Q1, and you can learn more about it. You want to get prepared if this is piquing your interest. That particular fund has already been deployed, the one with Mark, but we have a new fund. Back to chapter 9 of Your First Million. One of the best ways to cultivate power and income and begin building your legacy is through ownership of your own business. But as the old saying goes, it takes money to make money. And unless you are independently wealthy, you may not be able to afford the cost of getting a new business off the ground. This is where people like me come in. As a venture capitalist, I receive thousands of applications for funding every year. What did I just say? What did I just say I receive a year? Write it in the comments if you heard me. Write it in the comments. I'm going to go back and read a couple things you were saying to me. Oh, thank you. Yes. Yeah, very down-to-earth guy, Mark is. You're very right about that. Love how read that happened to somebody else. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. I don't know if there was a difficult chapter to write in the book. This one, it was not the easiest book to write because it's a guide, and when you have something like this that you want millions of people, hopefully, but definitely thousands of people to learn from, you want it to be right. So it took a while. Thousands per year. That's right. Thank you, Lori. Everybody hears me. Good. I receive thousands of applications for funding every year. That's through personally or through Backstage. I'm often asked, what do you look for in a founder? How do I get investment in my company? There are lots of ways to raise money for a company, and it's important to consider them all before you take on any investors. Never forget that anytime anyone invests money into your company, you are going into business with them. Let me know in the comments if you have pre-ordered. If you haven't already answered, you don't have to answer again, but if you pre-ordered, just got in here, or if you are on your way to pre-order right now. You are going into business with someone who invests in you, right? For this reason, it's important to really consider not only how much investment you need or want, but who you take investment from. Would you go into business with just anyone? Would you go into business with just anyone? Thank you, Joy. I appreciate you. No, I hope the answer is no. My answer is no in this book, Your First Million. I know it's backwards, but you get the idea. If you already know them, you'd think long and hard about how going into business would affect your relationship. If you don't know them, you'd want to find out a lot about them before taking such a big risk. It's the same with taking on investment. The reason your source of funding is important can be summed up in one word: equity. Your equity is how much ownership you have of the company. And I go on and I talk about it. That's just one chapter. That's just one chapter where I'm going really deep into investing, getting investment dollars. Of course, I spend a lot of the book talking about having ownership without giving up ownership or without taking on outside funding. You know, it is what it is. Chapter 11, I just accidentally turned to this and I like the first sentence, so I'm just going to start reading from it. Thanks for being here with me. Thanks for ordering the book. If you're thinking about ordering the book, go ahead and do it now. Just helps with our sales, but at the same time, you know, you want to hit the ground running. When I heard that January 2nd was going to be the date that this dropped, I was so excited. Joy just said, are you going on tour? Please come to Chicago. Yes, I am. Thank you for asking. I am going on tour. If you go to yourfirstmillion.live and click on the book tour tab, my current dates are there. We're adding more. I will be in Chicago. I believe that's February 22nd because you asked specifically. I will be in New York January 2nd, the day that this drops. I will be in New York. That's the one that's, is going to sell out. So jump on it. Philadelphia sold out. January 4th sold out. We added some more tickets to it, standing room. So if you're in Philadelphia, jump on that. But I know people have said, why not DC and why not this? Now, I will be in DC in March for something else. And I will invite you all when I can have details of that. But if you're in DC, if you're in Baltimore, if you're in, different parts of the area and you can take a train into New York, come see me on January 2nd. Come see me. Let me see in the chat. Come to Seattle. I am. If you go to yourfirstmillion.live and click on the book tour tab, you will see my Seattle date is at the end of January, and I cannot wait to see you. Thanks for asking. Support Black authors. Yes. Any plans to come to Detroit? I don't have Detroit on the list. Go to the list and see, but send me a message and tell me which bookstore I should be connecting with there. Come back to San Diego. I would love to. I think somebody just sent me something about San Diego, to be honest with you. Are you coming to Hawaii? So I said on a video, I said on my podcast, I put a podcast out on audio a couple days ago on Your First Million podcast. You can listen anywhere. I said, nobody ever asked me, arranges for me to go to Hawaii. If you have an entrepreneurial team there and you want to bring me in, let's talk about it. Yes. DC in March. Definitely taking the train to Philly. I love it. Thank you so much. You know what? That's a comment, right? I got to stop there. That is so sweet. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for coming out. What we're talking about, if you're just joining, is that my book comes out January 2nd, but I'm also going on tour, and not a lot of people know about it. So you know how the algorithms are. Not a lot of people here know about the tour, and I need you to know so you don't get caught out, right? You don't see footage from New York and you're like, I live down the street. Why wasn't I there? So what you're going to do is go to the link in my bio, or you're going to go to yourfirstmillion.live and look at the book tour section. and you're going to get the information. We are adding a Los Angeles. We're adding that today, actually. I got to check in with my team and see what time. We are adding that today. Can I hear from you in the chat where you are based and if anybody already has tickets to the tour? I see Indianapolis, Nashville, going to Barnes & Noble to pre-order. Thank you, Black Urbanist. I appreciate you. I will love Hawaii. It's a vibe. I agree. I agree with you that I will. Get her to the Hawaii bookstore. San Diego, Dallas. So all these cities, Los Angeles, I'll see you in Los Angeles. The tickets for Los Angeles will be, I think, dropped today. But I'm going to talk to my team about that. Atlanta. So all the cities you're talking about, I want to be there. I will try my very best. So New York, we're there. New York, New York, New York. What I also want to encourage you all to do is if I'm not coming to your city, or if I'm coming to your city, but you want to be where 4,000 or so people are for this big, big event, go to Your First Million Live for the big event in April in Los Angeles. There are layaway plans. Most people don't realize that. Did you know that? That on the site, let's say you're looking at $1,000 ticket for 3 days, amazing speakers you can see on the guests, a full concert by TLC, etc. But you're like, I want that $1,000 ticket because I want that tier, but I can't do that right now. Every single tier has a layaway plan. So you click on it and you have the option to either buy it up front and get a discount, a further discount, because these are early bird prices, or you can do the layaway plan and pay over anywhere from 3 to 6 months. That was so important to me to make it possible for so many people to do this, because I know you'll make it happen. I used to make it happen when I was poor. So I know you'll make it happen if you want to be in the room. I'm going to be in Indianapolis, not as of now. Go to Your First Million Live, go to the book tour page. If I'm not coming to your city, send a message on that website and I will see it. And not only send a message, but say, hey, this is the bookstore I know has our authors like you, and I can make it work. Or I have, 50 friends in this hub, this entrepreneur hub, and I know we would love to bring you out. I'm going to bring myself to you, but we got to meet in the middle if I'm going to come to you, because it's packed. I looked at my schedule for January last night and I was like, who did this? And it was me. It was I. Okay. I will drive, walk, crawl. Saw you at the San Diego Women's Conference. Phenomenal. That's right. So San Diego, that's why I think I'm going back to San Diego in March. And it may even be for the Women's Conference. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that yet, but I think I'm going back. I don't know the exact details, but let's keep up with it. Signed up for Chicago, semicolon, bookstore. Super excited. Amazing, amazing. Y'all are always so awesome to me. Thank you. Let's see if there's anything else. Love this book. It's a page turner and so helpful. Immediate actionable items. Your First Million. It's just a few days away. Ordered. I'm not even saying pre-order anymore because it's so close to coming out. You want this book. You want the hardcover. You want the audio version. You want to gift this. You want to share this with the people in your life who you want to rise with you. Like for me, I have some friends who are like staunch. I want to have the physical copy. I got to curl up with the book, as they say in the office. I got to do all that. And then I have people who are like, actually, I don't read so well when I have to read. So actually hearing it helps me so much. And so for those friends, I'll gift them either this or I'll gift them the audio version or some sort of credit. Thanks for joining, y'all. It's so great to see you. What we're doing is reading a little bit from Your First Million. For the first time, I have not done this. And by the way, if you come to see me on tour, I will be reading from it. I will be answering your questions. I will be signing books, taking photographs. It'll be in an intimate setting. So imagine you're in the New York, January 2nd, Lit Bar tour stop. And there's 50 of us, 70 of us. And we're just talking in a small space and having conversation, meeting, getting to talk a little bit. And then you go to in April 9th through the 12th, you're at a theater where the Emmys are held, because that's where we're going to be, at the Peacock Theater. And we were 4,000 people. Both are a different vibe. Both are necessary. But if you can see me on this tour, you got to, I mean, it's just it's a no-brainer. So great to see y'all. So I said earlier that I turned to chapter 11 by accident because I read from chapter 9 if you missed it. I turned to this and I just saw an interesting sentence. So I just wanted to see what this, go into it. So chapter 11 is called Owning Your Expertise. And it starts with, up until 2017, I had severe stage fright. I was being told I could make money as a paid speaker and offered gigs, but I was too scared. I now speak to, let me try that again. I'm talking about speaking. I now speak to audiences of up to 20,000 people at a time. I'm one of the highest paid and most requested speakers in tech in the United States. Just a little mic drop, just a little truth coming at you. I would have never in a million years guessed that would be the case way back when. The speaking circuit is one of the best ways to monetize your expertise. Not only can it be extremely lucrative, it can also be a great way to meet people in your ecosystem and spread the word about your company. Note that there are some times when you speak for free when representing your company. Each gig is a little different. Here are 10 steps that can take you from never having spoken in front of an audience to being paid to speak within 6 months. And I'm not reading that. You know what you got to do. What do you got to do if you want to hear that list? Now, I have talked about public speaking for free for years because I want everybody to have a chance at this. I'm a key maker, not a gatekeeper, right? But let me see how much this book is. How much is this book if you go to Amazon right now? Somebody go to Amazon for me and tell me how much the book is right now, because they keep changing the price. Depending on how many people buy it, they'll lower the price. I think that's interesting. Let's see. It's retail $29 US. Let me know what it is on Amazon. $29. And then when you come into the tour, they're like $35, $40. You get a book, you get a signed book, and you get to go to the event. Think about all the things that you have paid for to further your career, to learn about entrepreneurship. Even the big event that I'm doing, Your First Million, is between $500 and $6,500, depending on what you're looking at. A book is $20, $30, and it has so much information in it. And people spend the most time, I'm going to tell you right now, because I know we spend the most time developing a book. And it costs almost the cheapest amount of most things that people do. I can go and speak right now, and if I was so lucky to be fortunate, I should say, to be asked to go speak somewhere right now and paid the $50,000 that I charge, that's a lot of books. That's 10,000 books that would have to be sold to equal the amount of money I'd actually get, right? So why do we do it? And we do it because it's a tome. It's an archive of your thoughts and your beliefs and the experiences that you've had. So when I released It's About Damn Time in May of 2020, I couldn't believe it. I had been reading books by other authors for years to build up and build up. It's how I became a venture capitalist. And then I had my own book. And now I have the second book, Your First Million. And what people will tell you, authors will tell you, it's one of the most difficult things to sell is a book, especially in pre-order. I don't think so, not as much just in general, but in pre-order, people are like, I want instant gratification. If I pay $29.99, I want it tomorrow. I want it today. It'll come out January 2nd. How many days is that from here? What is it, Friday? So that's 7, something like 10, 11 days from now. Let's go, y'all. You need this. There's a reason I called it Your First Million as well. Oh, yeah. Someone said, thank you for your transparency with your speaker rate. So many people won't talk about it. I'll talk about it openly. I talk about it in here. I talk about so much openly in here. I open up the information to you. You can also go, listen, this is a hack real quick. Write this down. Arlan's First Million. arlansfirstmillion.com, ARLANS, firstmillion.com. For an hour, I break down how I made my first $1 million on video, step by step, amount by amount. So anyway, you want to get this book. There's a reason I call it Your First Million. And I talk about that in the book too. It's so much we can do together. I can make millions. I have. That's not really fulfilling. What's fulfilling is hearing your stories about how you made your first 10,000, how you made your first 50,000, 100,000, how you made your next 50,000, your first big client. That's what is gonna drive me for the next 50 years. Right? So it's about this to kick it off, and the people who have read it will say it's like so accessible. Somebody said it was the most accessible business and money book they'd ever read. And they said that on I think it was LinkedIn, and I posted it. It's about getting this information all in the same place. And it's like, it's an art form, I think, it's a creative art form, writing, and you're paying about $30 or so for an exchange for the skill, talent, time. And the information is just priceless. So it was fun reading with you all. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to try to do what I don't know if anybody stayed on the whole time, but what I was originally doing was I was trying to do Instagram and YouTube live at the same time for the first time. But we'll see. Black Urbanist says, this is my first $50,000 year, and I'm in edits on my first workbook after you nudged me in one-on-one Zoom. You saw how excited I was already getting before I knew I had anything to do with that? That's amazing. Let's clap it up. Let's clap it up. That is so cool. I love that. This is my first $50,000 year, and I'm in edits on my first workbook after you nudged me in a one-on-one Zoom last year. Yes. Classic, who just dropped the most amazing video. You got to see it you can go to my post to see it after this. Classic says, your advice got me a salary and a client at the same damn time. Can't wait to learn more from the book. Thank you, Classic. I need to get you a book. Send me an email and make sure give me an address because I need to send you one. That video was so incredible. Yes. It's all love here, right? It's all like we're all going to go up together. That's the whole point of this. That's the whole point of this. Who's going to see me on tour? Who's coming to it? I know Classic, I'll see you. Who's going to be on? I know somebody, Joy, picked up Chicago just now. Yes, the video was awesome. That's right. Classic's video was amazing. Check out the video if you don't know what we're talking about. He surprised me with this video. It's I don't know what to call it. It's not a commercial, but it's like this really creative ad about Your First Million live. Oh, you're going to see me in Tulsa. That's so exciting. I can't wait to go back to Tulsa. So can't wait to go back to Tulsa. Registered in Chicago and pre-ordered. Thank you. That's amazing. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see you. Definitely when you see me, say, hey, I was on that Instagram live. Yes. Incredible. I can't wait to see y'all. It's so exciting. Thank you. So what we've been doing, you're going to see me in New York. That's amazing. Yeah, what we've been doing is we've been reading from the book. We've been talking about ordering it for yourself and for friends. Order a few copies. Hand them out all year. That's another thing you can do. It's a hack too, like you give this much quality to somebody, it's going to come back to you. And of course, obviously I want my books to sell. So I'm telling you that, but it's so true. Like I did this with Rachel Rodgers. You can see behind me. You see it behind me. You see the 3 Rachel Rodgers books? That's like 3 of 20 that I have on me at all times. I'm always just passing out books to friends. It's a flex, so get a few of these, have them on you, travel with a couple so you can hand them over. If you know somebody, if you know a group of entrepreneurs who could really use it, if you know, different groups of people, different individuals. Hook them up. I'm going to be, Harriet, not Marriott's, Harriet's. I'll be at Harriet's bookshop on the 4th in Philadelphia. Can't wait to see you. So what we've been doing is reading from the book. We've been talking about the tour, the book tour. People are letting me know where they're going to see it. Who's going to be in New York? Let me know in the chat here. We got New York coming up really soon. We have Philadelphia, which is sold out. We added a couple of tickets so you can still get some. Yes. Awesome. So, and then we have Tulsa, which is going to be amazing. Oh, the Classic says, I plan to buy one for 10 people at the Philly event. Inspired to serve. That's amazing. Thank you. Thank you. If at all possible, y'all, order them online, order them early so they're all counted towards the same thing, but do what you got to do. I appreciate you. I mentioned earlier, like if the Maryland, Baltimore, DC, all of that, I don't have current book tour plans except for in March, I'm going to be on a panel in DC. But I will be in New York on January 2nd. So jump on a train if you can. Come see me. It'll be worth it. We'll be in an intimate setting. We'll get to meet every single person, take pictures, do book signing in a way that I won't be able to do at Your First Million Live for everybody. I'll be doing that all. I'll be out there trying to get as many of those as I can, but not for 4,000 people. So let's do that. It's earlier. If you are in a city like Baltimore, DC, Atlanta, Dallas, St. Louis, etc., that have been asking me to come to you, I want to. It's not that I don't want to. It's just we gotta make it happen. So connect me with people who can make it happen, and then that's an easier way to get me there. So if you just say, "Hey, come here," I'm not in that city, and so it's harder. But if you say, "Hey, I have this community that will have the location, we have the people who will show up, we have the interest, they'll make sure you're taken care of," that's a much easier conversation to have. Honolulu, we were talking about Hawaii earlier. I know you were on earlier. We're talking about Hawaii earlier. I would love to come out to Hawaii. It would have to be very specific timing, but we can make it happen in 2024. Okay, y'all. It's been so fun talking to you. I'm going to go. I'm so excited. Thank you. I'll come back on a few times. I'm going to be at the beach in a few days, resting my arse off. But at the same time, this book ain't going to sell itself. I don't know why I'm talking like that. I may have to catch a day flight for a smaller event. Atlanta is TSP, and I'd want a smaller event. Yeah, I love Atlanta, and I love the gathering. Oh, you're saying TSP. You're not saying the gathering spot. I love Lamar Tyler's event. Can't wait for that. We're gonna make some stuff happen. Just bear with me. Send your friends out. Tell your friends who are in New York to come to get those tickets before they sell out, because it's very close to selling out. Tell your people in Tulsa. Don't tell them in Philly, because Philly's almost sold out. I don't want them to be disappointed. Portland, we're coming to Portland because people have been asking me to come to Portland for years. Come back. We're making it happen. Seattle. I want to be where you are. I know there's so many of you in North Carolina who have asked me to come out. I really want to see you. I really want to be there. Maybe February, March. Let's make it happen. So we're not doing Atlanta as of today, but we might be able to make that happen. We are doing Atlanta at Lamar Tyler's Traffic Sales and Profits event. So if you go to yourfirstmillion.live, everybody who missed this the first time, if you go to yourfirstmillion.live, the website, click on book tour, and it will give you all of the current dates and all the information. All right. Yes. So y'all reach out. You can reach out using the contact form on yourfirstmillion.live or send me a DM. If I don't get back to you, don't take it personally. I just get a lot of messages. But yeah, Oakland, San Francisco, I am going to that. So this is what I'm talking about. I am going to the San Francisco area. If you go to yourfirstmillion.live and you look at the book tour, you'll see it. So don't tell me to come somewhere unless you know I'm not going to be there. That's how we're going to play this, because I am going to be in San Francisco at the Commonwealth Club. Cannot wait. Yes. Let us know what we need to do to connect with bookstores and venues to bring you down. send me a DM. Y'all send me a DM with the city. You can also write to team. Write this down. If you have a serious request, write this down. Let me give you the hookup. Write to team@arlanwashere.com. And they are working those lines all day long today. And then we're going to take a little break. Team@arlanwashere.com. You should pin the post with the tour dates on your top of your profile. You're right, I should. I have 3 pins that I really like. So I'd have to really think about that. But you're right. You're right. They're almost sold out, so I may not need to do that. But it's a very good suggestion I'll think about. All right, anybody else? Anybody else have any questions or anything you want to say? Make sure you get this. Make sure you order it right now. Right now. Order this right now so that it can show up on your doorstep on, I think, January 3rd, I think is when it's going to show up, because the 1st is a holiday, so it's going to be sent on the 2nd, which is the official date. You'll get it on the 3rd. If you see me in New York, you'll get it before everybody else. Also, the last thing I'll say is, I believe, now I don't know for sure, but I believe the book is going to be in Hudson's and airports, select airports around the country. Like when you walk in, you'll see it. That's what I have been told. Let's see what happens. But I'm going to need everybody who's traveling in January to look out for this book. And I'll start doing some videos and stuff if I see it, because I'm going to be traveling a lot. How exciting is that? Make sure, and then Melanie, if you wouldn't mind just reminding me of that on January 1st when I'm traveling. Yes. Okay, y'all. It's been wonderful. I'm going to try to get my tech right next time. We'll do the dual version here. I'm going to be Gary V up in this. I'm going to be Gary V. Now, Gary V will be at the event, Your First Million Live. Does it make a difference if it's purchased, hard copy, or Audible? I'll tell you the truth. If we're caring about the bestseller list, hard copy is the only thing that counts towards that. I care, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course I would be happy if I made it to the bestseller list, but it's not everything to me. So what I want you to do is order it what is helpful to you. What is the way you want to consume it? But thank you so much for asking. Arlan, your book and other text is showing in mirror image. I know. I don't know how to flip it. I've been talking about this for the past 30 minutes. I have no idea how to flip it. I'll do some YouTubing. We'll move it to the front shelf or end cap of aisles. Thank you. Thank you. If you see it in stores, if you see it at Barnes & Noble, if you see it in the airport, if you see it anywhere, you're going to do... I didn't say it. I didn't tell you how to move anything. Thank y'all. Thank you. Keep me in your prayers, Arlan. Can't wait to read your book. I will keep you in my thoughts for sure. But ask your local library to get a hard copy in. Local library. That's the hookup too. And they do audio versions. A lot of times the local library will do audio versions. Hey, I'm leaving y'all. I appreciate you. You're all funny. Thank you. You make me laugh and smile.